Hi, good evening, guys. I wanted to get on here super briefly and chat with you guys for a little bit. I'm gonna start off by showing you guys this video clip from May of this year, May 20th, 2024. Here we go.
Listen, if you live in the state of Florida or along the East Coast, this hurricane season, make sure you're prepared. Make sure that if you don't have a generator, you can afford to get one.
And then I'm gonna show you these two screenshots that I have. One is about the storm that's about to hit Texas right now. And then this other one was from Miami. I think it was like a week ago. And I'm here tonight to bring awareness. I try to be very conservative about these type of topics because I don't want people to panic, or I don't want people to freak out. I don't want people to go panic buy things, because God is not a God of fear. He's a God of love and about us being prepared, not about panicking and freaking out. But I truly believe that He put this on my heart so that you guys will be prepared and aware. And I want to be here tonight to tell you this is just the beginning, okay? This is just the beginning. There are other storms coming, and what I saw in the vision was one storm after the next. Like a storm hits, you get a little break, here comes another one. That one passes, and then there's another one already brewing, and then there's another one already. It's like all hurricane season this year, it's like one storm after the next, and it's not little bitty storms. Like I saw a storm that stretched from Houston to North Carolina over the entire Florida, and it stretched all the way from, like I said, Houston to South and North Carolina. And it wasn't like the storm was this big. I felt when I woke up out of the vision that it was like one storm hit this state and then another one hit this, and it was like one storm after the next hitting all along the coast, all along these coasts and these states. And what it did was, if the state of Florida gets hit by a massive storm and it takes out the whole state of Florida, everybody else would pitch in to help Florida, to get Florida back to its feet. But if a storm hits from Houston to North Carolina, it'll take a lot to get all those states back on their feet, right? Because it would be such a huge storm, even if it's not like catastrophic across the board. It's just a lot of damage across the board. So it would take a lot of work to address certain cities and certain areas quickly and promptly. And so when I told you guys back in May to prepare for this hurricane season, it was with that understanding. And so I always tell people to have at least 2 weeks to a month worth of supply during the hurricane season or during any emergency event. And if you have kids, I would want to, make sure I'm closer to that month mark than the 2 weeks, because kids eat, kids drink, they're nonstop. And so you want to make sure you have everything you need for your kiddos. And if you live in the state of Florida, naturally you prepare for 2 weeks of a normal hurricane season anyways. And so if you get hit by a storm, that one clears up and another one hits you right after, that's another 2 weeks. You know what I mean? And if all these different things start to happen and one after the next, then it might be a little bit longer for people to get you the aid that you need. And that's the awareness that I need you guys to carry this hurricane season. It's like, I don't want you to panic. I want you to be like, okay, well, I need to have a little extra in case. It does take somebody an extra week to get to us, to turn on the power or to get some of this water pumped out. If you live on, flat ground, you might want to have a backup plan on whose house you can go to or whose apartment or whose condo you can go to get to higher ground, because flooding was a big part of this vision. Like a lot of parts of Florida is going to be underwater. This is just the beginning. I was in shock when I saw, and there was a guy sitting behind me at HEB, which I love, by the way. If you've never been to Texas, like me, a newbie to the state, HEB is just amazing. But anyways, a gentleman was behind me in line and he was like, hey, have you seen the news? And I just love Texas people. They're so friendly. And I was like, oh no, sir, I haven't. And he was like, Miami's underwater. And I was like, what? I just moved from there. How can it be underwater? And he was like, yeah, a big storm hit. It was crazy, like record rain, whatever. And foreigners say that all the time. People that are not living in the state always say, yeah, it's underwater. It's crazy, biggest storm ever. So I never really paid him much mind. I just was like, wow, that's cool, whatever. And I moved on. Just like when I lived in California and people talk about earthquake or Cali just got rocked by a massive, I'm like, yeah, okay, whatever. It's not, you know what I mean? It's always like exaggerated on the news. And so, but something in my spirit didn't settle. So I reached out to my sister and she sent me videos. I was like, oh my God, it's happening. And when I saw the videos, it was very close to my vision. So I was like, oh my God. And so today, I was on a lunch date, and while I was there, I got an alert from a friend, like, have you seen the news? And I was like, no, like, have you heard about what's coming to Texas? I was like, no, like, we are not moved in yet, guys. We don't have like the news or none of that yet. Okay. And not only that, I don't watch the news. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, wait, what? I don't know what's happening. Tell me. And so she didn't reply to me. So I hop on Facebook real quick because, Facebook always got the updated deets. And that's where I found that clip about what's coming to Texas today. And it was like, wait, what? About 2 weeks after Miami gets plummeted, now Texas is getting plummeted. This is sounding too much like not a coincidence. And so I was like, let me get on here and bring into remembrance what I said a month ago, because people need to be prepared. Seriously, you need to be prepared. This hurricane season will be like none other. Like, you'll remember this year. Not only because it's 2024 and there's so much craziness that's happening already, but this hurricane season gonna be like nothing you've experienced. And so I'm on here tonight to tell you guys that, okay? Get prepared. If you haven't done it, if you didn't listen to my last video, that's okay. Listen to this one. Get prepared. Have at least 2 weeks, at minimum 2 weeks worth of things that you need for your family. If you live on the flat ground in Florida, in any of the flood states, get a backup plan. Have a route laid out for where you can go, because water comes in fast. Literally, water comes in fast. If you've ever been in a serious hurricane, you will know water comes in fast, and you have to know what you're going to do. And if you have kids, it's the same thing. Like, you got to have a plan. Your kids are looking for you in that moment, right? So get a plan together if you haven't done so. Seriously, this isn't a joke. And I say it seriously, and I don't want you guys to panic, right? But I just need you to take it serious. Like, I much rather have everything I ever need in life for me and my children and never have to use it than to absolutely need it and I don't have it. I've lived by that, literally. So I hope you listen tonight, and I hope that you become more aware that something's a little different about this year. Everything's a little different about this year. And I just want you to be prepared. I don't want you to panic. I don't want you to panic buy. I don't want you to go out doing all the crazy thing and buying $10,000 worth of toilet paper like in COVID. None of that. I just need you to be prepared. That's what God needs from you guys. God is not a God of fear. He's a God of love, awareness, and preparedness. So be prepared, guys. I love you guys. God bless you. And truly, truly, hope you guys listen and get prepared. God bless you guys. Have a great night.